The first strange thing wasn't the Empress. It was the coin, a scratched, worn-out earth quarter sitting in my palm, flipping end over end like it had a will of its own. I didn't even remember when I started doing it. Mars Colony, maybe. Back when decisions actually mattered and hesitation got people killed. Now I was standing in a throne hall the size of a stadium, pretending I belonged here. Hold still, someone behind me whispered. I ignored them. Flipped the coin again. Heads. Didn't mean anything. It never did. Just a habit. The Valkyrian court stretched out in front of me. Tall figures, polished armor, eyes that didn't blink enough. And at the center, on a raised platform of black crystal, sat her, the Empress, 7 feet tall, motionless, like she'd been carved there instead of seated. Silver white hair, dark violet skin, eyes that looked through people instead of at them. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to deliver a gift, say a line, and leave. Simple. Human, one of the officials said, voice echoing. Present the offering. Right, the offering. I stepped forward, coin still between my fingers, and reached for the ceremonial blade they'd given me earlier. Heavy, cold, definitely not designed for someone like me. I should have focused. Instead, I flipped the coin again. It slipped. For a second, everything slowed. The coin spun away. My grip loosened. And the blade slid from my hand, hit the floor with a sharp metallic crack, and skidded forward, stopping right at the Empress's feet. Pointed directly at her. Silence. Not normal silence. The kind that presses in on your ears. I opened my mouth. Okay, that. I started, half a laugh already forming. No one moved. No one breathed. Somewhere behind me, someone whispered something I didn't understand. It didn't sound amused. I glanced at the coin lying a few feet away. Heads. Yeah, that figured. No one laughed. That was the second strange thing. I stayed where I was, half bent from reaching for the blade, waiting for someone, anyone, to say it was fine. A mistake. A cultural slip. Something small. Instead, the entire hall seemed to pull tighter. I straightened slowly. All right, I can explain, I said, forcing a casual tone that didn't belong here. No one answered. The nobles lining the chamber weren't just staring at me now. They were staring at the blade. Then at her. The Empress hadn't moved. For a second, I thought maybe she hadn't noticed. That this could still pass as nothing. Then she stood. It wasn't dramatic. No sudden motion. Just inevitable. Like gravity deciding to work a little harder. 7 feet of controlled, absolute presence rising from a throne carved out of something that looked like it had never been alive. Every sound died completely. Even my breathing felt too loud. I took a step back without thinking. Your radiance. Someone started from the side, voice tight. She didn't look at them. Her gaze was fixed on me. No, on the blade at her feet. Then her eyes lifted and landed on mine. Cold. Not angry. Not surprised. Just focused. Like she'd finally found something she'd been searching for without knowing it. I raised my hand slightly. Look, that wasn't. I accept. The words didn't echo. They didn't need to. They hit the room like a pressure wave. Someone behind me stumbled. I heard it. A sharp intake of breath somewhere to my left. Armor shifting. Whispering. Fast, urgent, panicked. I blinked. You what? No one translated. No one clarified. Because apparently, they didn't need to. The Empress stepped down from the platform. One step. Then another. Each one measured. Deliberate. And every single noble in that hall reacted like something irreversible had just happened. I glanced around, trying to find one sane face. One person who'd tell me this was a misunderstanding. All I saw was shock. And something worse. Calculation. This human, a tall figure to the right spoke, voice sharp, controlled. Your radiance, surely this is. He offered, she said, cutting through the interruption without raising her voice. Her eyes never left mine. The blade was given freely. I frowned. No, it wasn't. I dropped it. Silence again. Then more whispers. Louder now. She does not retract, someone said, almost in disbelief. After 3 centuries. It cannot be. I took another step back. Okay, hold on. This is getting out of hand. The Empress stopped a few feet in front of me, close enough now that I could see details I hadn't noticed before. Fine lines along her skin, almost like etchings. Not decoration. Something older. Her presence up close wasn't just intimidating. It was heavy, like standing too close to something powerful you didn't understand. You hesitate, she said. It wasn't a question. I exhaled sharply. Yeah, because this, whatever you think just happened, it didn't. A pause. Her head tilted, just slightly. Around us, the tension snapped tighter. He withdraws, someone muttered, horrified. No. Another voice said quickly. No, this is ritual modesty. I blinked. Ritual what? The Empress studied me. Not like a ruler looking at a subject. Like she was trying to solve something. You do not understand, she said. Exactly, I said. Finally, we agree on something. That should have helped. It didn't. If anything, the whispers intensified. He offers without knowing. Unprecedented. A challenge to the council. I ran a hand through my hair, already feeling the beginning of a headache. Look, I'm just here to deliver a gift. That's it. I'm not proposing anything. The word felt ridiculous the moment it left my mouth. But the reaction? Immediate. Sharp. Several nobles stiffened. One actually took a step forward like I'd said something offensive. The Empress didn't react. Not visibly. You placed the blade, she said. I dropped it. You did not retrieve it. I was about to. You did not. I opened my mouth, then closed it again. That was technically true. Behind her, I caught movement. Subtle, but deliberate. Figures exchanging looks. Signals. Silent communication that had nothing to do with me, and everything to do with what I'd just triggered. Something shifted in my gut. This wasn't just awkward. This was bad. All right, I said, slower now. Careful. Then let me fix that. I stepped forward. Every muscle in the room tensed. I could feel it. The moment I reached for the blade. Do not. Her voice wasn't loud, but it stopped me cold. I froze, hand hovering inches above the floor. Yeah, I muttered under my breath. That's not ominous at all. I straightened again, backing off. Then we're done here, right? I said. You made your point. Cultural misunderstanding. Happens all the time. She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she looked at me. Really looked. Not at my uniform. Not at the insignia that barely meant anything out here. At me. And for a fraction of a second, something changed. Gone almost as soon as I noticed it. But it was there. Not calculation. Not power. Something uncertain. Then it vanished. And her voice returned to something absolute. It is done. I felt my stomach drop. Behind her, the whispers stopped. Replaced by something heavier. Acceptance. Not mine. Theirs. The binding will be honored, she said. I let out a short, disbelieving laugh. No, it won't. Because I didn't. I stopped. Because now they weren't whispering anymore. They were watching me. All of them. Not like before. Not like I was an outsider. Like I was a problem. A very real one. And suddenly, I understood something I really didn't like. This wasn't a misunderstanding anymore. This was a decision. And apparently, I'd already made it. If you've watched this far, then this story is really interesting to you. Please confirm it by clicking like under this video. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will help me understand what story to publish for you next. Let's move on. They didn't escort me out immediately. That would have been easier. Instead, they let me stand there for a few seconds longer, just long enough to feel the shift. The entire hall had changed its attitude toward me. Before, I was invisible. A minor functionary. A human no one needed to remember. Now, every eye tracked me like I'd just stepped onto a battlefield without armor. Proceed, the Empress said. Not to me. To them. That was when the movement started. Guards, tall, armored, silent, closed in from the edges of the hall. Not aggressively. Not like I was under arrest. But definitely not optional either. Okay. I muttered, raising my hand slightly again. I'm guessing I don't get a say in this part. No one answered. Of course they didn't. One of the guards gestured toward the exit with a precise motion. I took the hint and started walking. The sound of my boots on the obsidian floor echoed way too loud for comfort. Halfway to the doors, I heard it. An insult. Quiet. Controlled. But not quiet enough. I glanced to the side without turning my head. A group of nobles stood together, their expressions carefully neutral, but their eyes weren't. They were fixed on me. Sharp. Measuring. He has no lineage, another voice said. No standing. No claim. And yet she accepts him, a third replied lower. In front of all houses. I kept walking. Slow. Steady. Like I didn't hear a thing. Inside, my brain was working overtime. This wasn't about a mistake anymore. This was about status. Power. Hierarchies I didn't understand, and had just bulldozed through by accident. Relax, I muttered under my breath. You'll explain it. They'll fix it. You'll be back on a shuttle in a few hours. That sounded good. It also sounded like a lie. The doors opened. Bright light from the outer corridor spilled in, cutting across the dark hall. I stepped through, and the moment I did, the air changed. Less heavy. Less watched. The doors sealed behind me with a low, final sound. I exhaled. All right, I said to no one. Step 1. Find someone who speaks human. You have already spoken. I froze. Slowly turned. She was there. No guards announcing her. No dramatic entrance. Just standing a few steps behind me like she'd always been there. The Empress. I blinked. You move quietly. I move when I choose. Yeah, I'm starting to notice that. We stood in the corridor, just the two of us. For the first time since this started, there wasn't a crowd. No nobles. No whispers. Just her. And me. And the coin. I didn't even realize I was flipping it again until I heard the soft metallic click. Her eyes dropped to my hand. Is that part of your ritual? She asked. I snorted. No, that's part of me trying not to lose my mind. Another flip. Heads. Figures. She watched it for a moment longer than necessary. You rely on chance, she said. I rely on not freezing up, I replied. It's different. A pause. Then she stepped closer. Not threatening, but close enough that I had to tilt my head slightly to meet her gaze. You attempted to explain, she said. Yeah. Still planning on it. You did not insist. I frowned. What? In the hall, she continued. You did not force correction. You did not demand the act be undone. I stared at her for a second. Because every time I opened my mouth, it got worse, I said. Seemed like a good strategy to stop talking. That almost got a reaction. Almost. You adapt quickly, she said. I survive, I corrected. Silence settled between us. Not uncomfortable, just sharp, like something waiting to happen. All right, I said finally, gesturing vaguely between us. Let's reset. I didn't propose. I didn't offer anything. I dropped a knife. That's it. Her gaze didn't shift. In my world, she said, intent does not define action. Great, I muttered. That's exactly the opposite of how it works in mine. You placed the blade. I dropped it. You left it. I was told not to touch it. You obeyed. I opened my mouth. Closed it. Okay, I said slowly. You see how that's a problem, right? Yes. That caught me off guard. You do? Yes. I waited. Nothing followed. That's it. I asked. Just yes? She tilted her head slightly again. You expect more? I expect a way out, I said. That hung there. For a moment, I thought, just maybe, she'd give me one. Instead, she said, there is none. Flat. Certain. Like stating a law of physics. I exhaled, running a hand over my face. Unbelievable. You could have withdrawn, she added. I tried. You did not. I looked at her again, sharper this time. You stopped me. Yes. There it was. No hesitation. No apology. Just truth. I let out a short laugh. So this is on you. No, she said calmly. This is on both of us. Another pause. I flipped the coin again. This time, I didn't catch it cleanly. It bounced off my palm, hit the floor, and rolled a short distance before stopping. We both looked down. Heads. Yeah, I muttered. Consistent. She didn't comment. Instead, her attention shifted, past me. Subtle, but I caught it. That same instinct that had kept me alive before whispered something in the back of my mind. Danger. I turned slightly. Down the corridor, a figure moved. Too fast to be casual. Too deliberate to be lost. And suddenly, the weight from the throne room made sense. This wasn't over. It was just starting. I bent down, picked up the coin, and closed my hand around it. Quick question, I said, eyes still on the corridor. How many people in that room want me dead right now? She didn't hesitate. Most of them. Yeah, I said. That tracks. The first one came at me fast. No warning. No dramatic speech. Just movement. 1 second the corridor was quiet. The next, the figure I'd spotted earlier lunged forward, something sharp and glowing in their hand. I didn't think. Didn't plan. Didn't calculate. My hand moved on its own. The coin flipped. I didn't even remember deciding to do it. My thumb just snapped upward, sending the worn piece of metal spinning into the air. For a split second, my eyes followed it. Heads or. The attacker closed the distance. Too fast. Too close. No time. My body reacted before my brain caught up. I stepped left. Not back. Left. It didn't make sense. It wasn't tactical. It was just what felt right in that fraction of a second. The blade missed me by inches. I felt the heat of it pass my side. Move, the Empress said. Calm. Like this wasn't an assassination attempt. Like this was routine. I ducked as the attacker swung again, clumsy this time. Thrown off just enough. Not by me. By timing. By hesitation. By something as stupid as a coin flip. I drove my shoulder forward on instinct, slamming into their chest. Not strong enough to take them down, but enough to break their balance. They stumbled. That was all it took. The Empress moved. I didn't see her start. One moment she was beside me. The next, she was in front of me, her hand catching the attacker's wrist mid-strike. There was a sharp crack. Not loud, but final. The weapon clattered to the floor. The attacker didn't scream. Didn't even get the chance. She twisted, stepped, and they were on the ground. Still, I blinked. Yeah, I breathed. You've done that before. Many times. Of course she had. I turned, scanning the corridor. Is that it? I asked. No. Great. 2 more figures emerged from the far end. Slower this time. Careful. They'd seen what happened to the first one. Good. Maybe they'd rethink their life choices. They didn't. One raised a weapon. Energy-based. I recognized that much. Bad news. Stay behind me, she said. Yeah, no, I replied. That's not how I operate. Another flip. The coin rose. Spun. Time stretched again. The weapon charged. A high-pitched whine building. I caught the coin. Didn't look. Didn't need to. I moved. Forward. Again. Human, she started. Too late. The shot fired. I dropped low, sliding across the smooth floor. The blast went over me, scorching the wall behind. Too close. Way too close. I came up inside their range before they could adjust. No training. No perfect technique. Just speed and bad decisions. I grabbed their arm, forced it upward, and shoved hard. The second shot fired into the ceiling. They panicked. I could feel it. Their movements lost precision. That was enough. I slammed my elbow into their side. They folded. I didn't stop. Didn't think. I drove them into the wall, hard enough to knock the weapon loose. It hit the floor. I kicked it away. Behind me, I heard another impact. Turned. The Empress had already dealt with the third. Of course she had. Silence returned, broken only by my breathing. Fast, uneven, adrenaline dumping hard into my system. I leaned back against the wall for a second. Okay, I said between breaths. So that's a thing now. She looked at me, not at the attackers. At me. You advanced, she said. Yeah. You should have retreated. Yeah. A pause. Why didn't you? She asked. I shrugged, still catching my breath. Felt like the wrong move. That wasn't the whole truth. But it was close enough. Her gaze dropped to my hand. The coin again. I hadn't even realized I was holding it tight. You use it before acting, she said. Not always. But now. I glanced down at it. Then back at her. Yeah. Another pause. Different this time. Less cold. More curious. You disrupt expectation, she said. I survive chaos, I replied. There's a difference. She stepped closer. Close enough again that I could see those fine silver lines along her skin. You confuse them, she said. Your actions are not patterned. Not predictable. Good, I said. Because I don't have a pattern. That almost sounded like approval. Almost. Behind us, more movement. Guards. Real ones this time. Armored. Organized. They moved quickly, securing the corridor, dragging the attackers away without a word. No questions. No concern. Just efficiency. Like this wasn't unusual. Like this happened often enough to have a system. One of them paused near us, bowing slightly. Your radiance. The threat is contained. She didn't look away from me. Ensure it remains so. Yes. They moved on. The corridor cleared again. I pushed myself off the wall, rolling my shoulders slightly. All right, I said. Let's review. I accidentally propose, get accepted, and now people are trying to kill me within. What, an hour? Less. Great. I flipped the coin again. Caught it. This time I looked. Heads. Of course. I exhaled. You know what the worst part is? I said. She didn't answer. I didn't even mean it, I added. I meant it as a joke. The words hung there. For a moment, I thought she'd dismiss it. Ignore it. Instead, I know. I blinked. You know? Yes. That threw me. Then why? Because you did not mean it. I stared at her. That's the reason? Yes. I let out a disbelieving laugh. That makes no sense. To you. Yeah, I said. To me. She studied me again. That same look. Like she was seeing something no one else did. Nothing in my court is without intention, she said quietly. Nothing is given without expectation. She stepped closer. Even closer than before. And yet you acted without either. I didn't answer. Didn't have one. For a second, the corridor felt smaller. Quieter. Like everything else had been pushed out. You are either a fool, she said. Yeah, I've heard that one. Or something far more dangerous. I met her gaze. Which one are you hoping for? A pause. Then, very slightly, almost invisible, her expression shifted. I have not decided. Somewhere in the back of my mind, something clicked. This wasn't over. Not even close. And whatever I'd just stepped into, it wasn't just about survival anymore. She didn't leave. That was the problem. After the attack, after the guards cleared the corridor, after everything settled into that controlled, artificial calm, she stayed. And somehow, that was worse than the assassins. Walk, she said. Not a request. I fell into step beside her. The corridor stretched ahead, long and curved, the walls reflecting dim light like polished stone. Guards kept their distance now, far enough to pretend we were alone, close enough to intervene if things went bad again. I flipped the coin. Again. It clicked against my knuckles. You do that often, she said. Yeah. Why? I shrugged. Helps me decide. You leave your choices to chance. No, I said. I forced myself to act. She glanced at me. I could feel it without looking. How are those different, she asked. Because the coin doesn't decide, I said. I do. The flip just cuts through hesitation. She was quiet for a few steps. Processing. Analyzing. Everything with her felt like that. Like she wasn't just listening. She was taking something apart and putting it back together. In my world, she said finally, hesitation is weakness. In mine, I replied, hesitation gets people killed if you don't break it fast enough. We turned into a wider chamber. Private. Quiet. Too quiet. No guards inside this time. That felt intentional. She stopped. So did I? For a moment, neither of us said anything. Then, you said it was a joke. I exhaled. Yeah, it was. You did not intend to bind yourself. No. You did not intend to gain power. No. You did not intend to insult my court. I gave her a look. Definitely not. Another pause. Her eyes dropped to my hand again. The coin. I hadn't even realized I was flipping it. She stepped closer. Slow. Measured. Then why? She asked. Did you not correct it? I frowned. I tried. You stopped. You stopped me. Yes. I let out a short breath. Right. So we're back to that. No, she said. That word again. Simple. Final. And somehow more complicated every time she used it. You could have insisted, she continued. Forced the correction. Rejected it openly. I shook my head. And humiliate you in front of your entire court. That made her pause. A real one this time. Small, but real. I stepped closer without thinking. Look, I said, quieter now. I don't know your rules. I don't understand your politics. But I understand one thing. She didn't move, didn't interrupt. If I stood there and said this was a mistake, in front of all of them, I gestured back toward the throne hall. That wouldn't just fix things. It would make it worse. Her eyes held mine, searching. And you chose not to do that, she said. Yeah. Why? I hesitated. Actually hesitated this time. Then I flipped the coin. It spun between us. I caught it. Didn't look. Because it felt wrong, I said. The words landed heavier than I expected. She didn't respond immediately. Didn't move. Didn't blink. Just watched me. And for the first time since this started, there was no distance in her expression. No calculation. Just something quiet. You noticed, she said. Noticed what? That you were uncertain. I frowned. I was more than uncertain. I was completely lost. No, she said. That. Her gaze dropped to my hand again. The coin. You showed it, she continued. Openly. Without concealment. I blinked. It's just a habit. In my court, she said, nothing is just anything. That landed. Harder than it should have. You reveal doubt, she said. You reveal hesitation. You reveal lack of control. Yeah, I said slowly. Because I'm human. She stepped closer. For centuries, she continued, quieter now. Every word spoken in that hall has been calculated. Every gesture measured. Every offer weighed against power, advantage, gain. She held my gaze. And then you dropped a blade. I let out a small breath. Yeah, not my best moment. No, she said. A pause. Then, it was your best. That stopped me. Completely. What? You did not plan it, she said. You did not shape it. You did not intend it. That's usually called a mistake. In your world, she said. Not in mine. I stared at her, trying to understand. Failing. You think that made it real? I said. Yes. That's insane. Yes. Another pause. This one longer. Heavier. And then she said it. The thing that finally made everything click into something worse than confusion. I saw the coin, she said. I frowned. What? In your hand, she continued. Before you dropped the blade. You hesitated. You revealed uncertainty. I felt something tighten in my chest. You noticed that? Yes. And that's why you said yes. A fraction of a second. That same shift again. That almost human crack in something that had been solid for too long. Yes. I ran a hand over my face. Unbelievable, I muttered. You acted without agenda, she said. Without strategy. Without desire for power. Yeah, because I didn't know what I was doing. And that, she said quietly, is something I have not seen in 300 years. Silence. Real silence this time. Not tension. Not pressure. Just space. I looked at the coin in my hand. Turned it over. Heads. Of course. You know what the worst part is? I said. She didn't answer. I still don't know what I'm doing. You do not need to. I looked up at her. Yeah. I said. Then what do I need to do? Another pause. Then. Survive. That word hung there. Heavy. Real. Because now I understood something I hadn't before. This wasn't just about her choice. Or my mistake. Or the court. It was about everything that came after. The attack. The looks. The silence. And the fact that none of it was going to stop. I flipped the coin again. Caught it. This time, I didn't even look. Yeah, I said quietly. That part one figured out already. The council chamber was worse than the throne hall. Bigger. Higher. Designed to make you feel small before anything even started. I noticed that immediately. Subtle. I muttered as we walked in. They are not subtle, she said beside me. They are deliberate. Yeah, that tracked. 17 figures sat in a perfect circle above us, elevated, watching. Not hiding it this time. No whispers. No pretending. This was open. Direct. Hostile. I flipped the coin. It spun. Caught it. Didn't look. Didn't matter. They're going to try something, I said quietly. They already have, she replied. That wasn't comforting. We stepped into the center. The space felt wrong. Too exposed. Too clean. Like it had been prepared for something. Human Noah Blake. One of them said, voice echoing through the chamber. You stand accused of deliberate manipulation of the imperial throne. I blinked. Wow, we're skipping straight to that? No reaction. Of course. Another voice took over. Evidence has been presented. Communications between you and Earth Command. Strategic intent. Coordinated influence. I looked at her. She didn't look back. Just forward. Still. Cold. Yeah, I said. That's not real. It has been verified, the first one said. No, I replied. It's been made. Silence. Then, movement. A figure stepped forward from the circle. Different from the rest. Sharper. More focused. This is not a misunderstanding, he said. This is infiltration. A calculated move by a primitive species attempting to secure advantage through deception. I exhaled. You guys really don't like losing control, do you? That got something. A shift. Not much, but enough. You were chosen, he continued, ignoring me. Without merit. Without status. Without justification. Yeah, I said, still trying to process that part myself. You insult this empire by existing in that position. There it was. Honest. Finally. I nodded slowly. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. He turned to her. Your radiance, he said, voice tightening. You must see this for what it is. She didn't answer. Didn't move. Just stood there. Waiting. For 3 centuries, you have ruled without error, he pressed. Without weakness. And now this? He gestured at me like I was a stain. This human. I tilted my head slightly. You say that like I did this on purpose. You will not speak, he snapped. I shrugged. I probably will. The tension spiked. Sharp. Immediate. Good. Let them react. He turned fully now, eyes locked on me. You think this is accidental? He said. Yes. You expect us to believe that? No, I said. But it's still true. Another pause. Then he smiled. Cold. Calculated. That is unfortunate, he said. Because we have evidence otherwise. A projection activated in the center of the chamber. Data. Messages. My name. My voice. Except, not mine. I stepped closer, squinting at it. Wow, I said. This is actually pretty bad. It is conclusive, he said. It's fake, I replied. It aligns with your actions. It aligns with what you want it to look like. Silence again. But different now. Tighter. More dangerous. I glanced at her. Still nothing. Then, you are incorrect. Her voice cut through everything. Calm. Flat. Absolute. The entire chamber shifted. Every eye moved to her. The evidence is fabricated, she continued. The figure stiffened. You defend him, he said. I state fact. The data is flawed, she said. The patterns are inconsistent. The phrasing incorrect. The structure artificial. A pause. Then she looked at him. Really looked. You do not understand humans well enough to imitate them. That hit. Hard. I almost smiled. He didn't. You would risk the empire, he said quietly. For this? No, she replied. A step forward. I risk it for truth. The chamber reacted. Not openly, but I felt it. That shift. The line being drawn. He raised his hand. And that was when everything broke. Guards moved. Not hers. His. From the walls. From hidden positions. Weapons up. Fast. Too fast. Yeah, I muttered. Called it. I flipped the coin. It rose. Spun. Caught it. Didn't look. Didn't wait. Movement. Instinct. The first shot came for her. I saw it. Didn't think. Didn't calculate. Just moved. Forward. Into it. Impact. Hard. Hot. My shoulder exploded with pain. I hit the ground. Hard. Everything blurred for a second. Sound dropped out. Then slammed back in all at once. Chaos. Shouting. Weapons firing. I rolled, forcing myself up. Bad idea. Everything screamed. Stay down, she said. Too late. I was already moving. Another guard rushed in. I stepped into him. Too close for clean shots. My hand grabbed his weapon. Turned it. Fired. Twice. He dropped. I staggered back. Vision narrowing. But still standing. Still moving. Because stopping meant. No. Not happening. Not again. Across the chamber, she moved. Faster than before. Different. Not controlled. Not measured. Something else. Something raw. Guards fell. One after another. No hesitation. No mercy. The room collapsed into violence. Then, it stopped. Suddenly. Like someone had cut the sound. I turned. Breathing hard. Vision still unstable. He was on his knees. The one who started it. Surrounded. Disarmed. Done. She stood in front of him. Blade at his throat. You have failed, she said. He laughed. Actually laughed. You have already lost, he replied. Her expression didn't change. You allowed this, he continued. You let him stand beside you. You made yourself vulnerable. I forced myself upright. Every movement hurt. Didn't matter. Yeah, I said. That's kind of the point. He looked at me, then smiled again. That is why you will both fall. I shook my head slightly. No, I said, then glanced at the coin in my hand. Still there. Still steady. No, I repeated. That's why we won't. For a second, just a second, the entire room felt different. Like something had shifted. And this time, it wasn't them controlling it. It was us. The strange thing about the end wasn't the victory. It was the coin. I stood there, shoulder burning, blood drying on my sleeve, watching them take him away. The chamber was silent again, but not the same silence as before. This one was different. I flipped the coin. It spun slower this time. Like it was tired too. I caught it. Heads. Of course. She will address the empire, someone said. She already has, I muttered. She stood beside me now, closer than before. No distance left. You chose to stand, she said. I didn't think about it. I know. That almost made me laugh. Yeah, I said. That's kind of the theme here. A pause. Then she turned to me. Now you must choose again. I looked at her. Really looked this time. Not the Empress. Not the power. Just her. 300 years of control, of isolation, of never being seen. And all of this started because I dropped a blade and flipped a coin. I meant it as a joke, I said. I know. I exhaled, then closed my hand around the coin. No more jokes, I said. Another pause. Then, I choose you. This time, I meant it. No hesitation. No coin. Just me. Something changed in her expression. Not power. Not control. Something quieter. Real. The coin stayed still in my hand. For the first time. I didn't need it. Thank you for listening to this story to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Write in the comments what moment in this story impressed you the most. And also check out the other videos that just appeared on your screen. See you in the next video.